welcome to the deep dive. Have you ever wondered why really getting positive thinking can feel so hard?
Yeah, like swimming upstream almost.
Exactly. It seems like it should be simple, but, well, it trips so many of us up.
Uh-huh.
So today, we're digging into that. We're looking at some really compelling ideas from excerpts of 101 essays that will change the way you think.
Right. And our mission here really is to unpack the specific reasons these sources give for why we often just automatically reject positivity subconsciously.
It's not just that it's difficult. There's like a real resistance there.
A deep-seated thing, yeah.
And what jumps out right away from this text is, well, the main answer.
No.
It's definitely not simple.
No.
There's this significant kind of hidden subconscious bias against positivity that just builds up over time.
Absolutely. And the essays suggest getting past it means pushing through this initial phase that honestly can feel like angry disbelief sometimes.
Wow.
And they point to a few really distinct, fascinating reasons for why we push back so hard.
Okay, let's get into the first big one then. The source makes a strong case that we're sort of culturally trained to see positivity as, well, naive, a bit simplistic.
Yeah, and what's really insightful is how we've mixed up negativity or cynicism with being deep or smart. The text points out, we associate being really aware of all the bad stuff or even just being kind of cool and detached. We link that with being cool or realistic.
Right, like the brooding artist or the cynical detective trope.
Exactly that. It's this pervasive idea that if you're too optimistic, you must be missing something. You're not seeing the whole complex, often harsh reality.
You're not facing facts.
Yeah.
Like being a bit world-weary gives you street cred, intellectually speaking.
It proves you've paid attention, supposedly. And that connection, that perceived link between negativity and reality or depth, that feeds directly into the second big reason the essays talk about, how we just keep reinforcing our own negative beliefs nonstop.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting and maybe a little uncomfortable. The source defines belief as that which experience has proven true to us. Simple enough.
But here's the twist.
Yeah.
If we already subconsciously believe the world is a certain way, let's say, difficult or maybe unsafe, our brain then, without us even noticing, starts looking for experiences that confirm that. And it gives them more weight.
So your bias isn't just sitting there, it's actively filtering.
Exactly. It's like a filter. If you believe deep down that people will let you down,
you'll notice every little slight.
You'll notice and remember every single minor disappointment, maybe totally dismissing or forgetting genuine acts of kindness you received.
Wow.
The essays really stress that this isn't objective proof of anything. It's self-created evidence. We're literally building the case for our own negative outlook.
Just by what we choose to focus on. We're stacking the deck against positivity ourselves.
We are, simply by focusing on the data points that fit the story we already expect to be true.
Okay, so we're basically creating our own proof that negativity is the right way to see things. Yeah. So what's the third major reason from the text?
The third one the essays dig into is, well, quite profound, actually, and a bit counterintuitive.
Okay.
It's that we're often just more fascinated by the negative because we don't understand its purpose.
Wait, hang on. Why would not understanding something make it more fascinating?
Yeah.
Especially if it's, painful.
Well, the source suggests that positive experiences often feel straightforward, right? We get the benefit, the pleasure. It makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
But pain, struggle, negativity. The reason for it often feels unknown, mysterious, maybe unfair.
It's a puzzle?
It's a puzzle our minds just latch onto. We're drawn to that intensity, that unresolved. Why? Why is this happening?
Hey.
And the critical thing the essay points out is the consequence. By constantly pouring our attention and energy into trying to figure out the negative,
Trying to solve the puzzle.
we end up unintentionally just strengthening it, making it feel bigger, more present in our lives.
Wow. So we're essentially feeding the fire just by trying to understand where the heat's coming from.
That's a good way to put it. Which raises this important question the text makes you think about.
Which is?
Are we fixated on the negative because it's genuinely more significant overall? Or is it just that its mysterious nature grabs our attention and that focus itself makes it feel more important than it maybe is?
Okay, so let's pull this together. This deep dive suggests we resist positivity, partly because we think it's naive, right? And we've got this false link between negativity and being deep or cool.
And because we're actively reinforcing our negative views by looking for evidence that fits, even if it's skewed.
And then maybe the most subtle part, we get drawn to negativity and actually strengthen it just because we don't understand its purpose. We're fascinated by the mystery of it.
Exactly. These aren't small things. They're powerful, often subconscious forces at play. It's really worth taking a moment, maybe pausing, to consider how these kinds of biases might be quietly shaping your own perspective, you know? Why embracing positivity might feel like such a struggle sometimes.
Absolutely. And maybe think about that last point specifically. If we are drawn to the negative because we don't understand it and focusing on it just makes it stronger.
Hmm.
What negative things in your own life might you be unintentionally keeping alive? Just by pouring energy into figuring out the why instead of maybe shifting your attention.
That's a powerful thought to reflect on.
Definitely something to chew on long after this deep dive ends today.